Congratulations to John Crespo from Hollywood Hills High School who got a full ride scholarship through Crestbridge.
Thank you.
Now tell us, what is Crestbridge?
Questbridge is a application process that helps people from low-income backgrounds obtain full-ride scholarships to top colleges around the nation.
Now, what influenced you to apply to Crestbridge?
The story goes that when I moved into Nevada a few years ago, my sister found a pamphlet for Questbridge, and she thought it was a scam, but then she got a full ride to Hamilton as well last year. So then I decided to do the same application, and I also got matched to Hamilton College.
What is Crestbridge? What is the Crestbridge program paying for?
The Questbridge program, in the end, generally they will pay for your entire tuition, your room and board, your food, and your books.
What do you want to major over in Hamilton College?
I want to major in computer hardware engineering.
Why?
Because I want to be part of the advancement of technology in our world.
What other resources are there to complete this application?
The Questbridge application includes a Facebook group where all the Questbridge applicants can talk to one another, so you can discuss. It's like a forum. You can discuss your essays, or if you have questions about schools or the process, you can ask anyone on there, and your input is very much appreciated as well for others.
Do you have any tips for students wanting to apply to schools through Crestbridge?
The biggest tip would be to not be afraid to contact the schools directly. They have emails and are on standby to answer any questions you have because they want to be certain that you have all the resources you need to complete this application.
How difficult was the application?
The application for me took a span of 9 months because I did a process before the final Questbridge application called the College Prep Scholars. This process makes me 5 times more likely, and anyone else who applies to it 5 times more likely to be matched to a college in the final Questbridge process.
And what was the most challenging part from the Questbridge?
The most challenging thing about this application was the consistency of completing all the work because there are always new deadlines for new materials, new financial documents, essays.
Thank you, John, for taking the time out of your day to speak to us.
You're welcome.
Hello everyone, this is Miss Abreu. I've been in Hollywood Hills for 4 years now. I've been teaching for something more than 17 years. I teach 3 different electives: Spanish, Italian, and chorus. I would like to invite you to my Italian program, which is an accredited program. It's like the 2 years of the foreign language that you need in any other foreign language. But we also have a very creative curriculum because I created. So I'm the vice president of the Florida Association of Teachers of Italian, and I'm also a musician. So I use a lot of music in my class. I can use videos. I can teach you how to cook in Italian or develop cultural skills that we need, because Italy is a beautiful place that you should at least once visit, with an amazing culture. The language is beautiful, and the country is also. The food is so good, and many other things that we can learn over the year in our Italian class. As part of the American Association of Teachers of Italians, we also participate to an international contest called National Italian Exam, with monetary prizes, medals, and the first prize is a scholarship to Italy. Yeah, that's very difficult to get. Who knows? Maybe the next winner is gonna be in my class next year. My other program that I want to talk to you about is my chorus class. Hollywood Hills used to have an amazing chorus, an amazing choir. About 10 years ago, I heard from the district that we were awesome. And we're gonna be awesome again because we are rebuilding this program with a lot of energy. I'm very enthusiastic to take ahead this program, and I really, really want you to enroll in my class if you feel like you want to sing all year with me. But please, please, remember we're singing 80% of the time, so do not enroll in chorus if you are not in the mood to sing. If you don't like singing, if you don't like this possibility to develop your musical qualities. Whether you know how to sing or not, I can teach you. But I cannot teach you if you don't want to sing. So if you want to sing, let me say it again, if you want to sing, come to me. I'm in room 274, and I'll be more than happy to have this beautiful classroom full of students that want to enjoy the many joys of music together. Participate to the Christmas show, do the end of the year show, maybe collaborate with other clubs and electives like Latinos in Action on their activities with the drama club, with the band, and sing, sing, sing. Come to me. Don't hesitate to come to me if you have any questions. I'm in room 274 and I'm here for you.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany, a 2021 graduate of Hollywood Hills High School. Today I'm here to talk about how TV production has inspired me today in my upcoming career, which is a growing makeup artist and hairstylist. I've learned many different techniques in TV production, like how to film, how to edit, and plenty more. When I was a student in Mr. Freeman's TV production class, I was given the opportunity to produce and direct a zombie film, while also getting to do all of my actors' makeup. It was a fun experience for me. I was able to create a vision of mine by bringing it to life. Mr. Freeman has told me many stories of how people he knew made it big in the makeup artistry, and he's always told me to be me, be focused, and creative. I am finally finished cosmetology school. Now I'm working on getting my cosmetology license for me to be able to start working professionally in the job of my dreams. Thank you.
Hi students, welcome to Village Day. This is our March Village Day presentation, and this month we are talking about social and emotional health and learning. Myself, Ms. Pierce, Ms. Ramirez, and Ms. Reed, we all worked on this presentation to share with you today. First off, why are social and emotional health and learning important? Well, when students' social and emotional health is addressed, you are all better able to learn and perform in your classes. When students are having difficulty learning, when they are in crisis or do not feel secure, it is important that those needs are met so that you can redirect and get back on focus. Social and emotional health. This includes understanding relationships in your life, whether they're romantic or friendships or family relationships, your own self-perception and how you see yourself, the way in which you're able to connect with others and feel a sense of belonging, how you're able to manage your emotions and properly navigate your feelings, the importance of building compassion for others and understanding how people feel and how that affects what they do. And most important, knowing how to love yourself. Loving oneself is one of the most important aspects of social and emotional learning and health. When dealing with social and emotional health, this may require people to face some trauma, some fear, some uncertainties, some abandonment, and a host of other difficulties. So be patient with yourself. It is okay to have a range of emotions when addressing social and emotional issues. Here at Hollywood Hills, we see a lot of different social and emotional issues that students are dealing with. And so we want to address some of the most common ones that we see. I think the most easy one to identify is social media and cyberbullying, this online world that you young people have grown up in. Although it has a lot of great qualities and benefits to it, there is that negative side of it. And I think especially for you young ladies, social media and the filters and the selfies and all of this focus on likes and comments and so forth has really opened you all up to really a new sense of vulnerability. And then the cyberbullying is so easy because it's much easier to be a keyboard warrior than say something to someone's face. So a lot of people hide behind their keyboard to kind of have their negative comments or say things that they normally would not say. And of course, that has an impact on the people that are being spoken about. Vaping is huge. A lot of you do not understand when you talk about vaping. Nicotine is more addictive than cocaine. So for a lot of you who are smoking your tobacco grape flavored vapes, what you don't realize is you are technically becoming a cigarette smoker. People who smoke vapes are 6 times more likely to actually transition and begin smoking cigarettes. And when you talk about THC, many of you do not know what are in those cartridges. You do not know the THC capacity within those cartridges. And some of you really are having difficulty focusing on your studies because you are far more focused on your vaping. You have a difficulty focusing. There is way too much stimuli for your generation. If it's not your telephone that you're on, you've got your tablet, or you're on your computer, you've got 5 different tabs going, you're playing your video games, you're listening to your music. So you're really not settling down to really focus on what matters and what you need to be doing. You may have family issues. Many families are facing a difficult time with their finances. Your parents might be going through a divorce. You may be having issues with your brothers or your sisters or your cousins. You may be unfortunately in a position right now where your family is having housing instability, where you're having to stay with family or friends. You might have some feelings of inadequacy. You don't think you're popular. You don't like the fact that you are a little overweight. You feel like you're different from others. You're not able to buy the popular or expensive items that everyone's talking about. This can cause a sense of social and emotional discomfort in people. And also anxiety, which is a big one we see with young people, especially many of you who are alone for the last few years during COVID, where you're just not able to function with crowds, or you have a fear of missing out. You want to be involved in everything because you're afraid you'll miss something important, or you just have an inability to focus and it causes an anxiety in you. But please remember, all of these are issues that can be worked through and can be dealt with. And always remember, life is not something permanent. It is constantly changing. So even if you're going through difficult times right now, this will not be forever. When working out your issues, whether they're social or emotional, you really need to have a plan and put a plan in place. The first thing you need to do is identify your areas of struggle and concern. So for example, if you said, oh, I used to just vape on the weekends with my friends, but now I'm sneaking a vape into school and I'm having to go to the bathroom between classes because that's the only way I can focus, that would be an area of concern that you should then address. Second, you want to identify which areas of struggle and concern you can control or change and focus on those areas. For example, if you're having, some anxiety issues that really require you to have outside counseling, that may not be something that you can deal with in school, and it's something you have to focus on outside of school. But what can you look at in school? For example, if you are struggling with another student, you could go to Miss Serta, for example, and ask her to have a mentoring or a mediation session with you so that you'd be able to work things out and then take that aspect of the social emotional health off of your plate. And then third, you need to establish a plan to address these issues. So if vaping is something that has become a problem for you and you need help, this is the way to reach out. You want to contact an adult, whether it's a teacher or someone that you're comfortable with here at school, whether it's your mom, your grandma, your auntie. And then you want to identify some outside resources, whether it's counseling, whether you need to have some nicotine withdrawal patches, or whatever it is that you're going to need in order to address the issue. But please take a few minutes. Here are some winning ways to well-being. If you look down in the corner, you want to make sure you're connecting, you're talking and listening, you feel connected to yourself and to others. Giving is another way to help your well-being. When you give to people or you listen or you care about people, that's helpful. Take notice. Notice the things in your life that motivate you or that make you feel happy or that make you feel well. Continue to learn what social emotional health and learning is, how it can help you. Continue to stay educated. And then, of course, be active. Do what you can. Help others as much as you can. But understand that in order to deal with your social and emotional health, just like your studies, it requires you to put a plan in place and take one step at a time. Suggestions and strategies to improve social and emotional well-being. Meditation, deep breathing activities. Those are some great ways for you to really manage your emotions and manage your reactions to things. Always remember, we can never control other people, but we can always control our own reactions. Exercise is another great way to address your social emotional health. Yoga, you have Zumba, running, weight training. Any form of exercise can be great for your brain, for your body, and therefore with your social and emotional health. Volunteering and helping others is another great way to deal with social and emotional stress and to develop your well-being. Having some hobbies, whether you like to read books, you like to draw pictures, paint pictures, you like to collect stamps or baseball cards, something that allows you to have an activity that you can disengage from the day in and day out of everything you have to take care of and just kind of focus on something you enjoy. Journaling and writing are great ways to kind of assess and work through your social emotional issues. Performance art, whether it is spoken word poetry or it's acting in plays, whether it's acting for a TV production, things like that, that gives you an outlet at which to share your ideas and also express yourself. Going to counseling, whether it's here at school or whether it's outside of school, and really having someone to talk to and share your deepest issues with to help you work through them. Being involved in a club or sport does a lot. It helps you build a friend set, it helps you feel connected, and it definitely will improve your feeling of yourself. Adopting a pet, spending time with that pet can really make you feel comfortable and make you feel more happy, and you have that person or that pet in your life that is able to really kind of keep you level and keep you happy. Spending time with your friends and family. Eating comfort foods, but I will say in moderation. It is okay to say, oh, I'd like some ice cream, I'm having a bad day, but don't eat the whole thing. All right, so definitely comfort foods can be another way to deal with social emotional health, but you want to make sure they're in moderation. Shopping, again, in moderation, because that too can become something that affects your social emotional well-being if you're doing it too much, but sometimes going out and getting yourself a nice outfit or a new pair of shoes that can make you feel better. And being alone, if you're an introvert, sometimes just kind of stepping back and spending time with yourself, that can be very helpful for you. It's not healthy though when you are by yourself and you're no longer connecting with anyone. But if you are an introvert, sometimes it is okay for you to step aside and just be by yourself. Here are some different resources and links that you can use to hopefully help your social emotional wellness. First and foremost, we want to know what your thoughts are. Oftentimes as adults, we make decisions or think we are offering help to young people, and you really may have some better ideas that could be shared about ways we could deal with things, or more important, you might better be able to tell us what is really happening with young people. There is a form link here in the presentation, which will be on the Canvas page for school counseling, and I will also just put the link on the school counselor page. In April, we will take time to take the responses and the questions that you all submit through this form and address some of the most common issues that we see young people are bringing to the table. So please, if you have any issues that you think need to be dealt with, please complete this form. Or if you have ideas or strategies that you think could help students, please complete this form. There is elections that are coming up, and it's important to share your voice. Completing this next survey will help express to the government what is important to young people during the next election. Think about how your civic engagement also impacts your social and emotional health. When you are involved with your local government, state and national government, and you know what is happening with the people that are representing you in the government, the people that are working for you in the court system, or are your local commissioners that are making up the ordinances and things that impact your day-to-day life, that can definitely have a large impact on how you feel day to day. So this is a great platform for you to start becoming a civically engaged person. So I encourage you to take time to fill out that survey and share your voice about what you think should be the most important issues in the next election. For support for students that are struggling with alcohol and drug use and addiction, there is a link here where you'll be able to find some resources to help you navigate that. For some mental health support services, we have neighborsforneighbors.org. Please reach out to them or look into that. There are a number of other different support groups and things you can get involved with. For teen well-being, there's a whole South Florida toolkit. Again, that link is here for you. You can go in, it will connect you with different organizations that assist young people. Of course, there's Broward County Support, which is 211. You can call 211, or they have the 211 website, and that will link you to some local community organizations. And then there's also the National Alliance of Mental Illness. If you feel like you need more help when it comes to counseling, or you feel like you might be clinically depressed or have larger issues, this is a great place for you to start researching and assessing that. We thank you so much for your time today, Spartans. Just always remember that some days that you live are better, some days are going to be worse, but look for the blessing instead of the curse. Be positive, stay strong, and get enough rest. You can't do it all, but you can do your best. So every day you come in to be the best you that you can be. Again, remember, you cannot always control other people, but you can always control your reaction. Remember that your social and emotional health is important, and you need to work on that in order to excel and reach your maximum potential. We look forward to hearing from you, Spartans. Happy Village Day.